Shalom. This is Shalomar from the Great Millstone, Atlanta Camp. Before I get started in this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakawadash. Double honor to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. Okay, and we're going to go into America being the little horn and also the whore that sitteth on the beast, or and also the eighth kingdom. What other, and different words that describe America, how America was developed in the scriptures. So basically, going through the history of America, you had different you had the British, the French, and the Spanish pretty much came over here and set up America, and each country went to war with America, and America ended up, pretty much winning. You had the independence, War of Independence. You had the American French War, and the American Spanish War. And before these Edomites were fighting amongst each other, when they first came over here, they conquered the Israelites. So they first came over, conquered the Northern Kingdom. Gad was almost completely slaughtered. I believe it's about 90% of the Gadites were slaughtered by these Edomites, the so-called white people. And then they went down. Spain conquered the South American region. That's why everyone there speaks Spanish. And also the French and the British. So they conquer most of the Northern America. So we're gonna go into the scriptures, and the Lord, set this place up to be destroyed. All right. And it's going to be destroyed not only by other Edomites, but it's going to be destroyed by all these other nations, because the majority of the Israelites are on this side of the world, and we're still ruled over by Esau, Edom. So you can't set us up and give us the power over the nations while Esau is still in power. Esau has to be broken down first. And Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus, is going to be the one to intervene and make sure this place get completely destroyed, along with these other nations. Okay. So Daniel chapter 2 and verse 20 says, Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of the Most High forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. He changes the times and the seasons. He removed kings and setteth up kings. He give wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. Okay, so the Lord is the one that's setting all of these kingdoms up. And they were given, everyone had their time to rule. I'm going to go over that too. Everyone had their time to rule. And, now it's time for Israel to be in power. So that's why everything the way it is. That's why the price of everything is extremely high. That's why violence is at all-time high. That's why America is looking at war with almost every country you can think of. Okay. That's why these other countries are trying to strengthen themselves up to take on America, because America is a major superpower, but now it's becoming weak. Okay, so now let's go to Daniel chapter 7, and let's start at verse 7. Okay, so this is the last kingdom. This is talking about Rome. It says, After this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the other beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Okay, so the 10 horns is pretty much going into the EU. It's the same as the 10 horns that's in Revelations 17. Okay, and I'm gonna try and blow this up where you can see it. That's Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain, Portugal, England, Ireland, and West Germany. Okay, those represents the 10 horns, which is in NATO. Okay. Um, all right, verse 8. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. And that little horn is talking about America, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. Those three horns that was plucked up by the roots are the ones that America came from, that I was just going over in the beginning. The French, the Spanish, and the British. Those were the 10 horns that were plucked up. And it says, and behold, this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and mouth speaking great things. All right, and that's talking about the wisdom that the Lord gave this place. And when you go back to Daniel 2, when I was reading it, it talks about how the Lord giveth wisdom, and he setteth up kings. All right, he's also going to take that wisdom away and take these kings down. Okay, so America was given this wisdom through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And it was only to punish the Israelites, because we're still living up under the curses. And once this punishment is over, the Lord is going to set us up over all these nations. All right. And it goes into that at down towards the end of Daniel 7. I beheld till the throne were cast down. The Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like fiery flames, and his wheels as burning fire. So this is talking about Yahushua having that white woolly hair, and it describes him also the same way in Revelations chapter 1. All right, the white woolly hair, and that throne was talking about his chariot with the burning wheels. Let's continue. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna skip down a little bit. Okay, I went over this as well. Verse 7, it says, as concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, and their lives were prolonged for a season and time. All right, so all these other nations had their time to rule. They went from being the strongest nations on the earth to being, regular nations. As a matter of fact, let's go to, we're going to get an example of that in Revelations 17, and I think it's around 11. I'm looking to where it says 5 are fallen. Oh, here it is, verse 10. It says, and there are 7 kings, which goes into the 7 heads. All right, the 7 heads are the Greeks, the British, Germania Major, Germania Minor, the Spanish, the French, and the Romans. Okay, it says there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen. The 5 that fell were the Greeks, the Greeks, the Spanish, the French, Germania Major, and Germania Minor. It says, one and the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And I believe that one is talking about the British. It says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, And that's talking about Rome being reincarnated as America, or pretty much being rebuilt as America. And it's of the seven, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. And that 1 hour when you go into the math on it, the scriptures say 1 day with the Lord is like 1,000 years for man. So 1 hour with the Lord is about 42 years. And that's talking about the time that the EU was set up. I don't know the exact date, Salakia, but it ended right around the 42 year ended right around 1989, 1990. That's when a lot of changes came over on that side of the world with the EU and the area where Russia is. Now, I was looking at a video Apostle Tahar did on this breakdown, and he was saying that time period actually ended in 2000. All right, so it's still 1 hour with the beast. It's a 42 year period. Okay, you notice it didn't say 40. It didn't say 2 hours with the beast, because it's not gonna be 84 years. We're gonna be out of here way before the EU can hit 84 years. All right, we're in the last seconds of this Edomite rule, this Edomite kingdom. The last few seconds. Okay. It says, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. And that's talking about this new world order, so-called new world order they're trying to put in place. And they're not going to have a choice, because they're going to need to team up together to pretty much continue to continue to rule. But once everything is said and done, America is going to be alone. And all of these other Edomite nations, all of Europe, all these so-called Middle Eastern nations, Iran, Iraq, mostly Russia, okay, mostly Russia is going to destroy America. You're going to have African nations, China, Japan, all of these other countries are going to turn on America and bring that destruction. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that were with him are called, chosen, and faithful. So that's what you want to be a part of. You don't want to be a part of you don't want to be a part of the destruction. You want to be the part of the chosen and faithful, who's going to rule with Yahweh Shai. Lord's willing, I'm part of that number, along with my brothers from Great Millstone, starting with the elders and apostles on down. All right, and there's going to be it's 144,000. The Lord's going to have a great army of 144,000 men. And just think how many people are on earth right now. There are billions of people. So those, of course, billions are going to get destroyed. Billions of people are going to die during these times that's coming up. All right. During World War III, during Jacob's trouble, during all of these times of sedition, civil war, all these things, the famine, the plagues, the pestilences, all these things are going to destroy a great number of people that's on earth right now. And the chosen are still going to be here. It's going to be a hard time, but the Lord is going to come back and save his people. Okay, continuing on, it says, and he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are people and multitude and nations and tongues. Okay, now let's jump back to Daniel 7. Let me see, around verse 15. Okay. Well, I can go ahead and read that. That's kind of important part of this lesson. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 20. It says, "And the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 failed." All right. So we already talked about the 3 that failed: the British, the French, and uh the Spanish. Okay, the one that came up was America. America defeated those countries in previous wars, and America became independent. It says, "Whom 3 failed, even of that horn that had the eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows." Yeah, because America just got this certain pride about it. You know, these American uh, Edomites, these patriots. You know, you can't tell them nothing. They feel like they're the strongest people on the planet, and nothing's gonna bring them down. That's another reason that shows you how bad America's gonna fall, because of the pride. Even if America stands alone against the whole world, literally the whole earth, they're still gonna have that pride, like we're gonna do this on our own. Well, also why the country is completely divided. It says, "I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them." Yeah, because when America was brought up, what happened? Slavery, conquering. Northern Kingdom was conquered, went into slavery. The Southern Kingdom went into slavery. Yeah, this devil just came and just destroyed the saints, destroyed the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But, verse 22, "Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom." Okay, so once America be destroyed, hey, that's gonna be the time that the Israelites are gonna be put back in rulership. And those of you that don't think America's gonna go down, you're gonna go down with it. All right. These scriptures are faithful and true. This is going to happen. It was prophesied in the scriptures that America was going to come about from three other nations. That happened. That they was going to conquer the saints, the Israelites. That happened. And Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus, is going to come back and bring that destruction. And that is going to happen. Okay. Let me see. It kind of goes into the same thing. Let's jump back to Revelation, see if I missed something. Revelations 17 and 16. Okay, this is where I ended off at. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." Okay, and there another account of that is Obadiah verse 4. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, hence will I bring thee down, said the Lord Yahweh. All right. That's talking about Esau as a whole. Esau is going to get broken down, and he's going to go to war with himself. All right. It says, "If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?" Okay. How are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And when you go into the thieves stealing the grapes, that's talking about how these other nations are going to strip America down. Just like we read in Revelation 17, how they was going to make her desolate. First, they're going to make this place desolate, and then they're going to burn it with fire. And that fire is going to come from thermonuclear destruction. Here it is, verse 7. This was the main point. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. All right, so there you go. These other nations are going to bring America down, and it's going to happen. All right, it's going to happen. And right after that, you're going to have that nuclear destruction. The saints of the chosen, the 1/3 of Israel, the 144,000 also are going to be delivered out of this place through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, by chariots, which you people call UFOs. Yahweh Shai is going to intervene, completely destroy this place, make sure all these missiles hit their targets. And at the same time, the saints are going to be made perfect, going to be renewed and brought back down to their land, which is Israel, our land, which is Israel. Okay. And the other nations are going to get ruled over. Let's go back to Daniel 7 and 25. It says 26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion and consume it to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. All right, so that's going to be the end of America and end of Esau ruling and having power over certain nations and having his own nation. That's going to come to an end, and Israel is going to rule going forward. All right, so with that, I pray that this was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us his truth. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect, and Abad Babal.